I got up at 4 in the morning every day for a week. Here's what I learned. So overall, there were a few things that spurred me into deciding that this is what I wanted to do. Right now, I have finished school and I'm in the summer break right now, so I don't have anything particularly going on through the day. I have a few things I want to get done, but there's nothing that structurally means I need to be here at this time. So I decided, all right, I'm going to try this experiment and see how much my efficiency and how my life really feels after doing this experiment. So I started off with doing some research. I researched a few people, specifically some research from sleep specialist Matt Walker and neuroscientist Andrew Huberman. There's tons of great literature and podcasts on both of those guys and their work, and I think it's very beneficial for anybody who's interested in sleep to really read about them. The other thing that sparked me specifically to get up at 4 is that is the statistic of when most people who've made over $1 million in revenue a year get up. So it was very interesting. I'm 17 years old, so obviously biologically my body's still developing. So a few of the things that maybe people later in life may not have experienced, I did. So it was very interesting to find my verdict on it and see whether it was something that was beneficial or not. So that's my reasoning for why I did it. Here is why. So it started out on a Saturday morning and I decided, all right, so I'm gonna get up at 4. So obviously the night before I go to bed at 8. So in essence, usually I get between 8 to 10 hours of sleep. My background as an athlete requires that I usually try to get more sleep than less because sleep is very powerful in the regenerative processes of the body. So overall, I try to get between 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. With this, I was getting a solid 8 hours of sleep. So it wasn't awful, right? That was when I went to bed at 8, right? So that was the first night where it was really like, all right, so what we're gonna do is sleep at 8, up at 4, right? When I got up, I was feeling pretty good, right? First day, feeling pretty good, right? So I go straight to the gym, I do a workout. I work out for 3 hours that day, so I'm out and back home by about 8, and I'm pretty tired. The workout was pretty average. It wasn't super high energy, it wasn't super low energy, it was right there. Then what I do is I come home, I ate some breakfast prior to going to the gym, but then I have my second kind of more main breakfast, and then I start getting into the work day, which for me right now is recording and editing videos. So between hours of 9 a.m. to 12 in the afternoon, what I ended up doing was just shooting videos, and I felt pretty good. I was making some, what I felt to be quality, and more importantly, I was learning, which is very important. I was learning how to do things better in Photoshop, Premiere Pro, things such as that. I was learning some skills. Next, had more food, and then I just continued editing the videos after shooting, and then I went on a run. Went for about a 12-mile run, and it was just overall, it wasn't super strenuous, it was more just distance, getting blood flowing, and then I came back and ate dinner at 6. So at this point, I was like, all right, so I'm feeling pretty good about the day. I have to go to bed in 2 hours, and that's when it really kind of was like, all right, this isn't very good. So throughout the day, I wanted to take a nap, but I decided against it because that would kind of skew the study. So back to the point, I then went to bed at 8. However, I couldn't go to sleep. I felt like I was almost overtired, right? So overall, I got a lot done during the first day. I got a good workout in. And the second day, went to sleep a little bit later. We'll call it 9, is when I actually finally entered sleep. And then up at 4, so 7 hours of sleep, so less. And went to the gym, 3 hours again. Didn't feel very good. Kind of felt like, all right, this isn't the greatest. And then same processes, shooting, editing, run, dinner, all those things. So getting enough calories, getting enough work done during the day, that's the main thing. I was able to get a ton of work done during the day, and I was able to learn, which is very important. Naturally, learning makes you sleepy, so it was good that I was able to do that and then thoroughly digest that information as well. Next day, being Monday, I had a little bit more to do. Up at 4, went to the gym, came back to the house, 8. Then I went into the rink to go on the ice, and I went on the ice for about an hour and a half, just recording videos, recording myself to get footage to know what to improve on, taking shots as a goalie, and doing other things. So overall, a very physically strenuous day. Went back home, edited the videos, no run today because I was on the ice. So went to bed the next day, woke up the next day, same process in essence. So gym, back on the ice, gym, back home, back on the ice for an hour. Then I had a little bit break, right? Ate, no videos, straight to another ice session, back home, edited the videos, and because I had that other ice session, I wasn't able to get to bed till about 10:30, which means that when I got up the next day, I was getting even less sleep. So, going on, got up at 4 the next day, was very, very tired, was not able to do my best at the gym or on the ice. I really could see that there was a definite lack in my mental aptitude in what I was doing. I think that's something that's underappreciated, is that when you are functioning 100% mental, you're going to be able to have a better physical workout or physical on ice session. So that continued on because I had more stuff, that same schedule. Thursday, same thing. I was very tired, I wasn't able to think clearly. Friday, same thing. Saturday, same thing. So that's pretty much the week. What did I learn? In conclusion, there's a few things objectively and subjectively that I learned. Objectively, based on my research from the different sources, I found that somebody at my age and with my physical activity should not be sleeping for that little amount of time, regardless of the amount of productivity that I'm getting throughout the day, because the quality of the productivity is going down exponentially. It's not worth that, all right, you're just doing everything, you're getting so much quantity, but very poor quality. So, based upon that, what I can learn is that I'm not getting up at 4 anymore, right? For me, with my developing body at 17 years old, and the fact that I am putting my body through quite strenuous work, doing 5 to 6 hours of exercise per day, I need that 8 to 10 hours of sleep if I want to be functioning at 100% mental and physical capacity the next day. Now, of course, there are points where you need to press that a little bit, but in the general time, like I said, this is a point where I don't have to have a set schedule. I can do what I feel is the most beneficial. That is not the most beneficial. I'm not getting the most out of my training, which is number one. I may be getting more productivity, but even so, just like my training, the productivity went down. It was much less successful, and I was getting worse and worse with the actual production quality of the content and learning from it as the week went on. Those are the subjective things. Here are the objective things. I didn't feel good. Like, just physically, I was dying. I was not feeling it, right? And this could go under subjectivity, but I think in this case it is more objective in the fact that I physically was not able to get as regenerative as a sleep as I did when I was getting more. So that's something that's very important as well. Another part of the subjectivity category that could go into objectivity as well is that I didn't feel like I couldn't go to bed at night and feel like this was a good day. When I felt rested and like I was doing hard work, but I was taking the time to care for my body, it felt that I was getting a quality sleep and I deserved it. When I didn't do that and I was pushing myself that hard, it just seemed like there was this exponential burden that, all right, you got it before, you can't waste any time now because you need to be doing this and you need. And it was out of a place of fear and out of a place of love and passion. So from that, what I kind of figured out is that I wasn't feeling like it was a productive day. And that feeling for myself is important because obviously if I feel like it's useless, I'm not going to have the energy or passion to continue. So that's a very important part, which could fall into both categories of objectivity and subjectivity. So overall, here's what I learned, getting up at 4 every day for a week. As somebody in my state of being an athlete and going and working out for 4 to 5 hours a day, as well as just being a student and not having to, it's not the type of thing that I need for my body at this age. May be different for you if you are past 25 when neuroplasticity becomes more solid, meaning neuroplasticity being, in essence, the ability to learn new things more fluidly, right? So that coupled with the physical body kind of peaking out at around 25 years of age, being that when you're past that point, you can sacrifice your sleep because you don't need it to be as regenerative. And especially if you're not like a pro athlete or a bodybuilder or something like that, you don't need as much sleep, and you can grind and you can have more hours during the day, because hours during the day, there's 24 no matter what you do, right? You can take more of them by sleeping less. I think that's very important. It can't be understated that if you work hard and you take less sleep, you can get better. But in my perspective right now, my quality decreased exponentially to the point where it was not worth that extra time. There is definitely a balance and a sweet point where those two mediums cross. However, I was not able to find it getting up at 4 and trying to go to bed at 8. It didn't work for my lifestyle at this point in time. So overall, that's what I learned being 17 years old. It's not worth getting up at 4 in the morning. However, you do get a lot done, just not good quality stuff.